Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike O'Malley here with a severe weather update and discussion for June 15th, 2022, around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot to talk about, including the potential for a major severe weather outbreak today across portions of Wisconsin. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Taking a look here at the Storm Prediction Center website, we have a moderate risk for severe storms today, generally around extreme northern Iowa, northeastern Iowa, into portions of Wisconsin, and a slight and enhanced risk surrounding that. And we also have a slight risk for severe storms today from the southeast all the way up into portions of Pennsylvania today. You notice that the tornado risk is up there quite high, 15% tornado risk. That means that you have a 15% probability of receiving a tornado within 25 miles of a given point. In those hatched areas, that means that significant tornadoes, EF2 tornadoes or greater, are possible. And then we also have a risk for tornadoes today across portions of Pennsylvania and New York. Again, you can see that we have that 2% region. So just a very small threat for a tornado there, but certainly not improbable. And then we have a pretty significant wind risk as well. That 45 hatched area, again, 45% chance of significant wind within 25 miles of a given point. That's pretty substantial, and that means that there's going to be some very strong straight line winds this evening, along with the tornado threat, and a very good chance for some significant hail as well, upwards of softball size or greater. So certainly a very significant severe weather threat shaping up for today. There is a tornado watch that just got posted for portions of Iowa, Wisconsin, and extreme northwestern Illinois and southeastern Minnesota. We have a line of thunderstorms over here that is developing, moving off towards the north and east. You can see the probabilities. We're going with a 70% chance of tornadoes with a 50% chance of, EF2 to EF5 tornadoes, so certainly a very high number. And then the highest number is really the probability of 10 or more severe wind events, which is an 80%. All told, there could be a 95% greater chance of seeing 6 or more combined severe wind or hail events. That's very substantial here. Looking at the overall radar, we notice that we have a line of thunderstorms kind of stretching all the way from Iowa through portions of Wisconsin. Now, this is a little bit different because we don't have individual discrete cells that are kind of developing out here and tracking northeast one by one. But any one of these particular cells that can maintain itself and remain isolated for at least a little bit could develop enough rotation to become tornadic. If we take a look here at the storm relative velocities here, we already noticed that there's one storm right now near Chaseburg that is developing some cyclonic kind of vorticity, it seems like. And so we could be dealing with a tornado threat out of this cell here within the next couple of hours. It seems that this will probably be moving off towards the north and east here with time. And then there's a couple of other cells that we'll be watching, especially the further down you get. These look to be all kind of clustered though, and they're semi-discrete, but they are at least enough where we could be seeing a tornado threat with them as they head off towards the north and east. Again, I think the greatest tornado threat is going to be out in this region right through here. I think that's going to be the highest tornado threat as we progress throughout the evening with these storms moving off towards the north and east. Now, if we look here at the HRRR forecast here, we notice that in the HRRR we have the storms that are moving off towards the north and east here. So this is by about 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So closing in on what the actual time is, we have these cells here. Now, the HRRR is going for a more discrete look here to these cells. Now, if we compare this to actual reality here, we notice that, yes, there are semi-discrete cells, but they are kind of, especially towards the north here, they're more in a linear fashion, which suggests more of a damaging wind threat. Eventually, the HRRR does consolidate this into a nasty squall line here, stretching from just kind of all the way up here to the far northern portions of Wisconsin, all the way down here into near Okosha and then Green Bay, Stevens Point, and those areas could be hit pretty hard. If we look at the 10-meter wind gusts suggested off the HRRR, we can just see that there's going to be some nasty storms here, upwards of 60 mile per hour gusts indicated by the HRRR as this begins to approach Lake Michigan here. So this is going to be a pretty strong wind event. And as I said, this could be a very dangerous event for those areas. Now, if we take a look here at the overall temperature, we notice that temperatures are still going to be in the 90s. They will begin to rapidly fall after that. Then tomorrow, temperatures will only warm up into the 80s according to the HRRRs. Looking real quickly, though, at the chances for some significant severe weather today, we'll look here at the hodographs and surface-based CAPE. There's very strong surface-based instability through here. If we kind of just pull a sounding at this point, we notice that there is a temperature dew point spread, which increases the LCL, our lifted condensation level, basically the cloud base height. But we do have a very strong hodograph in the low levels that does back a little bit, but that could be good for kind of evacuating convection out of the storm environment. And definitely we notice those critical angles are nearing about 8 or 90 degrees. They're about 58 there. They're definitely supportive for tornadoes. And we could have a few intense tornadoes in that environment, but definitely suggesting more of a straight line wind event across that entire area. All right. So be safe, everyone, in that area. It's certainly some extreme weather out there. With that being said, I am Michael O'Malley. I'll talk to you guys again some more tomorrow.